Danny, 22 points clear at the top of the league. Is this just beyond anything that you could have imagined at the beginning of the season?
Yeah, I think in terms of that gap, mate, I think if you'd said at this point of the season we would be that amount of points clear, we all would have had a wry smile. I think we all believed that we'd gone up a gear as a team this season, knowing that there'd be a few little hiccups along the way, and at the moment that has been kept to a minimum with three defeats, which is a great return, and not so many draws. So that's why we are where we are. The challenge now is to keep on winning, is to keep on enhancing that gap between us and the rest, starting tomorrow with a game against Ebbsfleet. But yeah, you're right, 22 is a cracking return in terms of the difference, but it means nothing now if we take our foot off the gas.
Do you find yourself, like most of us, looking at the league table most days and just in disbelief at the gap that you've managed to open up?
Well, it's one of them, innit? You're watching Sky Sports News, and when the National League comes up, and you just pause it for a second. That's okay, it's not bad. And you're still working out the permutations. All the staff down there are all looking at fixtures and who we've got to come and who the other teams have got to come, and not because we're looking at where we can win the league or anything, but just okay, like we would if it was 1 point clear. That's my point I'm trying to make, is that the approach from everyone, players, staff, the club in general, I think even the supporters really, is the same now than if it was really, really tight at the top in terms of points. And I think that shows how grounded everyone is. And of course, if we were to get promotion, there'd be a fantastic feeling, a wonderful party. But in the meantime, everyone's focused, everyone's grounded, and I include the supporters in that, because especially down at Ebbsfleet and Dagenham, the 400 or 500 went to the both games. They were fantastic, and they were buzzing, obviously. But there was an air of on to the next one, and that's what great. We're all off the same page. No one's getting carried away, and that has to continue.
Even at this stage, with the performances that you're putting in and the points total, are there any areas that you're looking at as coaching staff where you can improve, where you can get better between now and the end of the season? Always,
really. I think as long as you are on a football pitch, there's room for improvement. I think the only one really this year where you've gone wow from start to finish and we can all just sit and relax was Gateshead at home. But even at Dagenham, we know it was a really good away performance, but we conceded a goal, missed some chances, and you think, okay, how can we eradicate that? Already down there, watching the game back and analysing and watching stuff about Ebbsfleet. So our focus is the same as if we were playing, like I said to you earlier in the season, at Kettering at home in the FA Cup qualifier. It's exactly the same, and I think that's important because it rubs off on the players. They see the gaffer and the staff approaching each game as if our life depends on it, and then the players, hopefully in turn, replicate that view on the fixture we've got on that up and coming day. So from the gaffer all the way down to all the backroom staff, the players, this is a normal Friday for us, a really normal Friday where we're giving all our attention to Ebbsfleet.
On that note then, what are you expecting from them? They're obviously down there fighting against relegation this season.
Yeah, conceded a lot of goals, I think second or third most in the league, but a couple of weeks ago they're fifth or sixth from bottom, a defeat or two, they're back second from bottom. So that's no real criticism of them. That's to show how tight I think the league is in general this year, down the bottom half. Usually there's one or two teams that are miles away, isn't there, down the bottom of the league, and they're almost planning for National League North or National South fixtures next season. But this year, not at all. I know Danny Searle quite well. He's gone in as an interim, I think they're saying at the moment. He had a really sterling point against Oldham, and they'll be looking to come up here and cause an upset. And like I say, it would be an upset because the league table doesn't lie. But like I also say, we're giving them the utmost respect because they've got some good players and certainly a very good striker in the lad Polion.
There has been an argument that the National League is a little bit weaker this season without Wrexham and Notts County. But the promoted teams who have come up, they're all down there, and usually you can probably back one or two of them to maybe finish a little bit higher, sort of mid-table-ish. But they're all struggling, aren't they? So does that just show that that's not the case, that it's actually a very strong league?
Listen, they were two powerhouses last year, Wrexham and Notts County. The points total and the performances they were both turning in is credit to them. So certainly nothing against Notts County or Wrexham. Excellent. I think we're 22 points clear. if you play against those teams four times this season and they're in the league, Wrexham Notts County, and you lose every one, that's 12 points off, you're still 10 points clear. So that's the worst way scenario. I think it's time for everyone to sort of look at the here and now, because our points total is really, really good. If people want to talk about if Wrexham or Notts County, that's completely up to them. That's everyone's entitled to their opinion in football. And as you look this season, especially Wrexham, they're in a cracking season in League Two, so good luck to them. And if we were to go up, then we'd like to hopefully be in their shoes this time next season. But for the here and now, we're playing against the league is what it is, and we're having a really good season.
Jeff King said in midweek that there's an opportunity for this team to be remembered, to go down as the best ever that the National League has ever seen. Is there a sense behind the scenes that you'd like to try and achieve that as well if you can?
He loves a quote, doesn't he, Kiggy? He loves a quote that everyone goes, oh dear. Yeah, no, listen, it's. I think it's one of them that that those sort of things are an option this season. They are an option to say, okay, we could get triple figures in terms of point total. We could do this, we could do that. Listen, if this season stopped now, none of us would be complaining. If we won the league with 80 points, none of us are complaining. This club's been in this league for far too long, like I've said before. And we want to get out of it by any means. We were this close last year, and it wasn't to be. And fair play to Notts County. And so all our attention in pre-season was to get up by any means possible. And we're in a really good position. We're in the driving seat, but the race isn't run yet. So it's great that Kingy and the other players have got that focus, and that's what makes them such a cracking set of lads, because they are so focused. And Kingy's one of them that when he hasn't been in the team, he's been such a good character and so supportive of the players. So every single one of those people in the dressing room deserve a really successful season. But to get that lovely day here against Maidenhead when everyone's partying, you need to do a lot more work yet.
We saw Bailey Hobson make his Chesterfield debut in midweek. Could we see him get some more minutes between now and the end of the season?
Hopefully for the lad. Last Tuesday we had Tom Naylor, Michael Jacobs and Brandon Horton not on the bench, so that's great. And Bailey Hobson was on the bench, and I guarantee you probably tomorrow, a couple different faces on the bench, a couple of different starters. So that's the beauty and the success story of our season so far, is that the players that have come in haven't let us down. I think that if they had, we'd have less points, and then it probably puts the manager and us as staff off of making those changes after a win. You think, well, better keep it, because last time we changed it, we lost them. So that hasn't been the case. So I think it's really good for Bailey. It was nice in the dressing room after all the boys gave him a little round of applause because of his appearance and that. So there's a real good feeling there for him. All the boys are behind each other. And whether he's involved tomorrow or not, we'll wait and see. But what that's given him probably is a belief and a confidence, not that he didn't have it already, that he is a part of this squad, he's a part of this team, and he will be a part of any success we might get.
And how much did that loan spell at Kidderminster benefit him?
Yeah, we joke because since he's left, they've won every game, haven't they? So he has done. He did ever so well there. They wanted to keep him, by the way. Phil Brown wanted to keep him, but we wanted to get him back here and help us in our quest. But it does. That's the point, and it's difficult sometimes because I know it's usually the last few questions you ask, isn't it, about loan players that are out, and sometimes it probably seems a bit of a token answer what I give you about they're part of the plans and what have you. But I think you've seen both Baileys, especially Bailey Clements has come and started the last couple, both against two of his old loan teams. So that takes some doing, by the way. That's hard. That's hard for your character, and Bailey come through with flying colours on both. And then Bailey Hobson comes on and really puts himself about. Probably a difficult stage of the game where they're throwing the kitchen sink at it, so he's got to come back and do defensive duties. But if the supporters get a chance to see him going forward in the attacking third, I'm sure they'll see a real good prospect for the club.
And just on the injury front, is Miguel Freckleton back on the grass now then? Yeah,
he's back training today, which is great. We've had the two left backs have done really good since he's been out. Obviously, he played left side centre half and did ever so well at Watford. So, yeah, we're really pleased that he's back. Cole Clough, not yet. Next week he'll be doing some light running, but certainly won't be involved tomorrow. But Frex is back, and like I said to you the other night, if we deem it a bit too soon for tomorrow, he won't be involved. But we'll see how he comes through today.
And is everyone else okay? Anyone you can tell us about?
All okay. We've just written up all the names on the board for training, and we've got quite a lot. So food for thought for the selection tomorrow.
Good stuff. Cheers, Danny.
Take care, Liam. Thank you very much. Thank you.